Howdy y'all, welcome back to the den of DBZ All-Star for a kind of different local comic book star haul video. I'm DBZ All-Star, Steve if you prefer, and the reason I'm doing this, if you watched my previous haul video, is due to the fact that these issues are containing heavy spoilers and not everyone collects single issues. Some people just wait on the collected edition, and I want to be kind and fair and not reveal the spoilerific content of these issues. So let's get started. As I said, these are spoilerific, so if you're watching this and you don't want to be spoiled, you have been fairly warned. So let's get started with the Image Comics published title. Alright, so we have Void Rivals. This is issue 1. This is one of the 2 primary covers for the second printing. And I'm going to reveal. This is the other cover. So within Void Rivals issue 1, I've still got a video coming. I was intentionally waiting for the second prints to come out since they were solicited rather quickly after the sellout of the first printing before doing that, because I'm going to do a non-spoiler video and a spoiler video for Void Rivals issue 1. This is the Jetfire featured cover. The other one does as well, just in a more fun and cartoony way. So this is one of the 2 alternate covers for Void Rivals issue 1 for the second printing. And here is the other one. In the style of Sesame Street. Void Rivals is off to a pretty fun start. It deals with kind of this war that's taking place over, well, I can't even delve into that. Yes, this is a spoiler video, but I don't want to spoil the actual content of the comic in this. I'll delve into it within my actual in-depth spoiler video for Void Rivals. But let's say there's a war and Jetfire is involved in it in some way, in some form. That is as far as I will delve for that. I will give more spoilers for the other comic I'm going to show you. So this is Void Rivals. Just wanted to show off the cover. Wanted to explain who the character is a little bit. He is a Transformers character. We have Daniel Warren Johnson launching a new Transformers series from the Skybound imprint over at Image Comics. He is writing and drawing it. It is a complete reboot of the Transformers mythos after the title left IDW Publishing late last year. Really looking forward to it. G.I. Joe and Transformers are now licensed by Robert Kirkman's Skybound. We'll see how it goes. Let's hope it works out, because reprinting this series would potentially be a nightmare in the event he loses the license. Let's move on to the Marvel comic. Alright, so an Amazing Spider-Man issue 26, the current run by Zeb Wells. John Romita Jr. was on artwork. Nick Lowe, I'm sure, was involved in some way, shape, or form. There was an unnecessary death, at least unnecessary in my opinion, because the character that died had not made many appearances in Amazing Spider-Man as of yet. There were heavy hints that Mary Jane Watson was going to die, which would have sucked too, but she has been so mischaracterized and poorly written during this run. Just to have her gone, I probably would have been happy, just to stop dealing with the unnecessary conflict and to hopefully stop having Peter be such a jerk and unlikable character in parts of Zeb Wells' run. Sorry, Wells, I know you've written better. I am just not enjoying the title at all, and I'm only picking it up because I love Spider-Man so much. So there was a death, in the final pages of Amazing Spider-Man 26. Again, it didn't make any sense because the character had their own comic multiple times over, did not have one being published at that time, but had a pretty successful series on Disney Plus last summer, in the summer of 2022, is going to appear in a major Marvel Studios motion picture later this year. And death in comics is not usually permanent, but still, the way it happened just made no sense. We already knew there was going to be a death because Marvel had already revealed there was a Fallen Friend title coming, and now we know after that it deals with the death of Miss Marvel. So, Fallen Friend, the death of Miss Marvel, deals with the aftermath of Amazing Spider-Man issue 26. This is the main cover here. Nice thing is that you do have G. Willow Wilson returning to the character. You have Mark Waid. You have Ahmed returning. You have several artists who have been involved with the character throughout the years. This is the main cover. This is the tribute cover featuring Mizawa's artwork. One of the major artists who has drawn the character, started off the original series back in 2014. And then you have the other tribute cover referencing the death of Captain Marvel by Jim Starlin. So, I don't know whether to delve into additional spoilers in this video. So, you can tune out at this point if you don't want to hear the additional spoilers. So, if you're tuning out, stay healthy, stay safe, be well. I have not delved into timestamps yet, so this is your final warning. This is, as I said, a show that death is not permanent in comics. They have already announced Miss Marvel, the New Mutant, to take the place of the August Classified title that was set to run for 4 issues as a mini-series in the Fall of X imprint. So we have Miss Marvel, the New Mutant, launching 2 different writers, one of which is the brilliant young woman who portrays Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan, in the Miss Marvel MCU, Marvel Cinematic Universe appearances. So this is really just a tribute to the life she had lived, because she is regaining her life. She is apparently getting rid of her life as an Inhuman and becoming a mutant. Synergy with the MCU. I'm sure there's a little bit more to it, but how you feel about that, it's your own thing. I'm not going to judge, because one of my philosophies with comics and life in general is if you haven't experienced it, you can't judge it. You can have an opinion, but you can't fully judge it. And every experience is someone's first. Every experience is someone's favorite. So, if you don't like it, and you've experienced it, you've read it, you can comment on it. Sorry, but if you haven't read it, you can have an opinion, but you cannot state that opinion as fact. Meaning, you can't say, if you haven't seen Ghostbusters, Answer the Call, the much maligned 2016 Ghostbusters film, you can't say, this movie sucks if you haven't seen it. You have to logically say, I have heard this movie sucks, or I believe this movie sucks. If you have seen it, you can just say, yeah, this movie totally sucks. Same thing with comics. You may have heard bad things about Zeb Wells' run, especially on the subreddit for Marvel. People complain about it, but you can tell when people haven't actually read it or continue to read it. If it's not for them, that's fine, but if other people are liking it, they're not wrong for liking it. We all like different things. Same thing with this. If you don't like it, that's fine. But there's a difference between experiencing and just thinking. So sorry for that rant, but I try to be positive and I try to be logical with things I do like and do not like, because I am an odd duck. Same with Skybound having acquired the license for Transformers and G.I. Joe over Marvel. I'm hoping for good things. We haven't seen much outside of Void Rivals issue 1 so far, so we'll see how it goes. I have faith in Kirkman. I just hope if the license does end, he has figured out a way to be able to continue publishing Void Rivals, since he has incorporated a licensed character into the story, which probably would have been fine on its own. I don't think Jetfire is necessary, but it is a cool little addition to the mythology. Sorry for the rants. Sorry for the separate video. Did not want to spoil anything for anyone. So stay healthy, stay safe, be well. I'll be back with more videos at some point. Sorry for the light and the fan in the background. Here where I am, it is hot as heck. So yeah, again, stay healthy, stay safe, be well.